Hello everyone, this is the second video in kind of a series that I'm doing on baby carriers and my experience with baby carriers, having carried all 5 of my children from infancy, from newborn to toddlerhood. And so I just wanted to pass on just some of my experience and opinions on what I think the best baby carrier out there is, especially if you're on a budget and you're looking for one carrier. You're looking for something that can take you from birth all the way through toddlerhood. And believe it or not, there is something out there and it's wonderful, and it happens to be my favorite carrier on top of being versatile and cost effective and beautiful. First of all, I just want to put a caveat in here. If I look a little out of sorts today, I'll be sipping on some chamomile and peppermint tea. I am 35 weeks pregnant and my morning sickness came back with an absolute vengeance. So I'm feeling it today. trying to manage through. So anyway, thank you for putting up with me through this. I am passionate about baby wearing, and it's something that I've done for years with all of my children, and I've gone through so many different types of baby carriers. I can pretty much say I've probably gone through them all. And, through the years, I've kind of weeded through what I like and what my babies like. And I'm going to tell you that it is going to be kind of dependent on your child and what they prefer. And then, of course, what you like. There are pros and cons to just about every single baby carrier out there. So a question that I get really often is, what do I need for my baby? You know, women come to me pregnant, my doula clients, they want to know what they really need to buy, because of course there's a whole world of baby stuff, baby paraphernalia out there. And honestly, you really don't need that much, especially for a newborn. But if you want to be cost effective and buy something that will last you a long time, you really do want to get the advice of someone who's been through it a few times. So when they ask me that, of course, I say you need a few onesies, a few diapers. If you're cloth diapering, that makes it pretty easy. And the main thing that you need is a wonderful baby carrier. And my favorite out of all of them out there is a woven wrap. So a woven wrap is just a long piece of material, and you can get them in different sizes, and we'll touch on that here in a minute. But it is a wrap that doesn't have much stretch. It can have a little bit of stretch on a diagonal or in a certain direction, but it's certainly not a stretchy wrap like a jersey knit wrap that a lot of people talk about that they use with newborns. This is just a long piece of woven material, and you can get them, hand woven. You can get them in a multitude of different colors and designs. If you're a textile lover like me, it is so much fun shopping for woven wrap. Why I think they are the best is because they are absolutely the most versatile baby carrier out there. They fit any size mama, any size baby. You can carry your child on your front, on your back, on your hip. Within those different carries, there are a bunch of different ties. I mean, you can get really ornate with them. You can keep them very simple. These are just so versatile. So if you want something that you just want to buy one of that will last you the whole time your baby is going to be carried, I would say a woven wrap. Now, some people are intimidated by woven wraps because there are some variations in them that can be a little intimidating if you don't really know what you're doing. There is a slight learning curve to them, but I can assure you that the effort and the time that you put into that is so worth it. So number one, they come in different sizes. You can get them in what they call shorties, which are size 2 and 3, all the way up to size 6 and 7, which are, a lot of times longer than what they call your base size. And your base size is kind of the longest size that you would use, that you can do the most amount of different kind of ties. Now, you can complicate things as much as you want, or you can simplify them like I have. And I just do normal ties. I have a few of my favorites, and that's what I use with my children. I'll put some links in my description below of places that have helped me see the different kind of ties that are out there and experiment. What I recommend is buying one that is kind of a middle of the way size for you. And there are different measurements that you can take for your body, your height, and your clothing size and things like that, where you can estimate what size wrap you want to have. And then get that wrap and see if that works for you based on the kind of ties that you want. Now, I have a number of different wraps because I am a textile lover. I have fallen in love with one particular company. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I did want to pass this along to you only because I'm so impressed with the quality of these wraps. But it is a brand called Almitra Tattva out of India, and this is one of their cashmere wraps. They are just the most beautiful wraps I have ever seen. Some of them are hand woven, and they are just gorgeous. And I have some that are shorties that are size 3, and those are great for just easy up on my back for my toddler. And then I have some longer ones that are size 6, which I can use for longer hikes. They seem to be a little bit more supportive because you can go over wrapping around your baby a couple times, and that definitely takes a little bit of the weight off. So don't get intimidated by the size. Really, if you get one in what's considered your base size, and again, it's very easy to find what that would be for you, that's all you need. So size being intimidation factor number 1. Intimidation factor number 2, of course, which we talked about before, was the different kind of ties. And that definitely should not be intimidating because most of the normal ties that most people use with their wraps are very simple, easy to grasp, and easy to do. So like I touched on before, woven wraps are beautiful. I mean, again, if you are a textile lover, then you will just really enjoy the different kinds of weaves and designs and colors that you can find. Again, Almitra Tattva is my absolute favorite, and those are pretty much every wrap that I own. And but when you find that company that you love, then it's just so exciting. I want to note that quality is very important because you can buy some really cheap woven wraps that don't seem to carry the weight as well as a higher quality woven wrap. And that's kind of why I wanted to tell you about Almitra Tattva, because I have been wearing my toddler, my 2.5-year-old, through this entire pregnancy. And I can tell you that each one of them has done an incredible job at keeping the weight off of, my shoulders and my back. I don't feel any strain. I have used some woven wraps that are not as supportive. I have bought some in the past that have been some of your more commercial US brands, and they're just really thin and they just don't feel as good. They kind of dig into my arms, and so really do pay attention to quality, whether you buy them new or you buy them used. I don't want you to get disappointed if you buy a cheaper wrap and you feel it's not as comfortable. Just know that there are great companies out there, Almitra Tattva being one of them, that has just the most comfortable and supportive and soft fabrics out there. And I have felt no back strain or shoulder strain from wearing my toddler even through my pregnancy. Even though it's kind of an intimidating factor that there are these different kinds of ties that you can do, have fun with it. I mean, it never gets old, It's not like you just strap them on and go. You have these options. And I found that, I wear my toddler a certain way one day, and then the next day, depending on what I'm wearing or how I feel, I might tie it a little bit differently. And there really are beautiful ways of tying these wraps. I mean, and you know, that leads me to another reason why these are so wonderful, is that they're so rich in culture. And you've seen them throughout all these years and all these different cultures of these women who have been carrying their babies on their backs for hundreds and hundreds of years, and in doing it in ways that we still do it today. And woven wraps are what they use. You feel kind of connected to all these different women throughout time that have worn their babies. And, you know, I'll even look through and see pictures of, you know, these women in different cultures wearing their children, you know, in the rice paddies, or, you know, carrying baskets on their heads. And I'll try some of the wraps that they use, some of the different knots and ties that they use, and see if that feels better for me. I mean, just have fun with it. It's so much fun. It's a neat way of expressing your style while baby wearing. The fact that you can nurse in these. You can nurse in them and nobody even knows you're nursing. You know, sometimes if you have a longer wrap and you have it tied a certain way, and you can adjust it a little bit so that your baby comes down and you can nurse, you can take an edge of that wrap and throw it over your shoulder, and it's a nursing cover, which is another amazing benefit of woven wraps, is that you can repurpose them in so many different ways, use them in so many different ways when you're not wearing them as a wrap. You know, you can use them as kind of a sun cover or a blanket. You can use it as a nursing cover. A lot of women kind of break in their cotton wraps. When they first get them, they might be a little stiff and they need some breaking in, and they'll tie them across the table and have them as a hammock for their children to play in, and that helps actually soften up the material. If you buy them before you have your baby, maybe you're already planning on using a woven wrap before your baby's even born, you can use it as a rebozo through labor. And, you know, a scarf after you're done wearing your baby, or, you know, like I said, I have this beautiful one from Almitra Tattva that is cashmere, and it is the softest, most beautiful design, and I wear it as a scarf right now when I don't wear my toddler, and I'll probably wear it as a scarf when I'm done wearing this next baby. So, you know, they really are so versatile, not just in the world of baby wearing, and just keeping in your bag for, you know, a blanket or a changing pad or a nursing cover. But even after you're done having your baby, there's things you can do with them. A lot of people repurpose them into purses, and again, it's just a long piece of beautiful fabric that you can pretty much make anything you want of after. And then again, you can sell them and make your money back on them, because there is such a great second-hand market for woven wraps as well. So I hope my passion for woven wraps is kind of translated to you. The fact that you can wear them while you're pregnant, the fact that you can wear them and nurse, and they fit any size mama and any size baby, completely, you know, versatile in how you wear them. You can change up how you wear them, how beautiful of ties you do, wearing them on your front, your side, your back, all these different things just lead to the same place of this by far is the best baby carrier out there, the most versatile, the most cost effective, and the most beautiful. And so, you know, I just wanted to pass my experience along to you guys in hopes that it might help you save a little bit of time and money going through all these different baby carriers that are out there, because the world is vast. Just remember, don't get intimidated by things like the size and the different ties. There is a small learning curve to this. It's not that hard though. And I will supply you, like I said in the description below, with some resources that will help you get started. Don't be intimidated by it. It takes a little bit of practice, but it is so worth it. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to have a few more videos in this baby wearing series. I think the next one is going to be baby wearing while pregnant. And so please tune in for that, hopefully in the next week. And until next time, be well.